reason. But this is the up B.
Pretty much that's what that was, bro. Here I go, Kaioken. Bro, look at this.
So we just got confirmed Super Saiyan Blue Evolution gameplay from Siriax, and if Blue Kaioken didn't confirm it enough, Blue Evolution is here to confirm that some transformations might actually be just power-ups to already existing forms in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Again, Blue Evolution is the skill limits, I break them, and when Vegeta's like this, you can see his hair changes and his ki also changes. Now I will say it's kind of hard to tell because he doesn't get any buffer. However, don't forget, all of this gameplay isn't complete yet. Things like character facial expressions aren't done. Many things aren't done. So Vegeta getting buffer as a result of him activating Blue Evolution probably just isn't in the game yet. We know Goku actually changes color massively when he goes into Kaioken Blue, so that one's a lot more obvious. But I think for Vegeta, per se, we have to wait until the full game before we can see Blue Evolution in its true glory. However, yeah, we do actually have confirmation for some transformations being actually just power-ups. There's not going to be a separate slot for Vegeta where he could transform into Blue Evolution. Blue Evolution is not a separate character. It is simply part of Vegeta's Blast 1 skill, Limits, I Break Them. The same with Goku's Kaioken Blue, which is not a separate character and it's not transformation. It's part of his Blast 1 skill, which is just Kaioken when he's in Super Saiyan Blue. The same applies to early Z Goku, who also has Kaioken as a Blast 1 power-up skill. Now keep in mind, I don't think this is going to be the case for Ultra Instinct Goku, because we are seeing DBS Goku right now, and none of his skills mean he's going to turn into Ultra Instinct if he uses a certain skill. I think Ultra Instinct Goku will be a separate transformation, maybe even a separate character if they really go that far, but I think he'll be a separate transformation. We know characters can have more than 3 forms in this game, because Frieza's in the game, and Frieza can start from his first form and go all the way to Golden Form, because the Frieza in the game is not DBS Frieza, he's actually just called Frieza. So characters can have many transformation slots, meaning forms like UI are not Blast 1 skills, they are actually just transformations. Now the question is, how many other transformations or unique character effects and gimmicks are locked behind their Blast 1 skills? Keep in mind, Blast 1 is a lot easier to achieve in this game than it was in the previous Sparking titles, you know, the free Tenkaichi games, right? I feel like the Blast Stock in those games charges a lot slower than it does in Sparking Zero. Sparking Zero heavily encourages its use, so even though Blue Kaioken and Blue Evolution don't actually last that long, I feel like you'll be able to get repeated use out of them from just the fact that your blast gauge charges so quickly. Keep in mind, there are many actions that used to actually build blast gauges faster, such as deflecting key blasts, dodging attacks perfectly, doing perfect inputs and certain combos, actually all fills your gauge up faster. So if you're mad that you can't stay in Kaioken or stay in Blue Evolution, keep in mind there are many ways to achieve that throughout gameplay, so don't worry. Now, when it comes to other transformation-esque skills, we know Bergamo didn't have a confirmed giant form, as well as the fact that Frieza has a skill called True Golden Frieza. Now, to my knowledge, throughout all of the Golden Frieza gameplay, no one actually did this input correctly. Siriax, I think, tried to input it, but he input Wild Sense twice. So we don't know if True Golden Frieza is a separate form, or if it's just a full power mode. Keep in mind, certain characters do have these free, like, Blast Stock moves that cost free stock, right? Free blast stocks, free skilled gauges, whatever it's called now. Certain characters do have these moves, but they're not necessarily always going to be power-up transformations. Sometimes they are just raw power-ups. Like, sometimes they just get you to sparking mode, like, right away. You know, the new max power mode. So I'm not sure if True Golden Frieza is going to be a separate form, because keep in mind, it doesn't look very different. However, Blue Evolution also in this is pretty incomplete. All it does is change Vegeta's ki and the color of his hair, and they still made that like an option to him. So True Golden Frieza might actually be a separate power-up for Frieza as well, where it actually visually does change his ki, as well as his power and his effects, and all of the stats. We know these transformations do actually buff your stats. You can see the 3 icons next to the character's health bar, keys, etc., showing what stats they actually get an improvement of when they do actually achieve these forms. The buffs Vegeta seemingly gets from Blue Evolution seem to be basic attack damage up, Ki Blast attack damage up, and Ki Charge speed damage up. The reason why I could tell is because the Ki Blast icon is the one in the middle, the basic attack one is the one on the left, and the one on the right is entirely new, but I've noticed that his Ki Charge speed is way higher after achieving this power-up than in the clips before when he's charging, and he's, you know, it looks pretty normal by comparison. The same when Afro Senju unleashes Blue Kaioken of Goku, compare his Ki Charge speed before the power-up and after the power-up. It might also be Ki Mitigation, because Tenkaichi also had the ability to lower the amount of ki used when you do certain inputs based on your buffs, right? And True Golden Frieza might also lead to that. Keep in mind, True Golden Frieza for the most part was actually him mastering ki control. So I assume True Golden Frieza would actually have half ki usage, because that's an actual stat that existed in the Tenkaichi games. Half ki usage, many other buffs could be a part of this. But Bergamo's buff is one I actually want to spend a decent amount of time talking about because it's actually very interesting. I do believe Bergamo's skill, Come At Me, is supposed to be his power-up skill. I'm going to take this on the basis that it's in the exact same slot as where Kaioken, Vegeta's skill is, and True Golden Frieza is. So I'm assuming that those slots for most characters are going to be their max power modes or like their pseudo transformation. And I think for Bergamo's Come At Me, maybe if he's hit enough times, he'll just transform Giant. I know Come At Me, based on the name, is obviously a reference to Bergamo's main ability, which is when he receives damage, it transfers into a power-up and a size increase. And Giants are in the game, so I'm very sure if Bergamo gets hit enough when his buff is active, he probably just becomes Giant. I think that's very safe to say. He might not have as a natural transformation since Bergamo doesn't actually turn big on his own. He has to do it through damage. So I think if there was some footage, or if there's any footage that you guys might think that leads to this, please link it in the comment section down below, or let people in the comment section know, right? But I do believe Bergamo would actually turn Giant from, you know, getting hit enough when his buff is active. Reminder, not all of free costing skills are transformations. We do have certain ones like Howl for Great Ape Vegeta. Howl in every Tenkaichi game was just a instant way to get to max power mode. You would use free blast stock to immediately get to max power mode rather than having to charge your ki all the way and risk your enemy potentially hitting you and stopping you from reaching max power mode. But we do have ones like Verdict of Destruction for Lord Beerus. Those also just make him go straight to max power mode. You can see again in Siriax's footage. Link to Siriax and Afro Senju's footage in full if you want to see all of their gameplay, because it's really, really damn good. But I must ask you guys, what other potential boost transformations do you think we'll get? I think Mecha Frieza is not going to be one of these. I just want to say that now in case the people think Final Form Frieza is going to have a weird skill that when he dies, he turns into Mecha Frieza. Because in Tenkaichi, Mecha Frieza was a separate character. The same with Metal Cooler. However, Metal Cooler might have a duplication or revival ability in this slot. He did have an ability to heal a massive amount of his health that was called Revive, I'm pretty sure, in Tenkaichi 3. So it could actually be taken to a new level in Sparking Zero. We also have plenty of other characters like Hit, who might not actually transform, but instead increase the length of their time skip by using said power-up buffs. Now, we do know Full Power Jiren is a separate character because the Sparking Zero website confirmed this. So some transformations aren't going to just be power-ups, even if they look like they should just be power-ups, like Jiren ripping his shirt, right? But Jiren ripping his shirt is like a permanent like design change. So I can kind of understand why that one's like an actual transformation, because Jiren also has a lot of moves to get through. But Topo might have his as a temporary buff. I know that might sound counterintuitive because he literally does transform into a God of Destruction, but Topo might have his as a temporary buff because he just doesn't have a lot of moves in general to use from, right? So I can see characters like Topo's being potentially temporary. However, all of the Hakais, I can't imagine him using them in his base form. He's probably going to have to turn into a God of Destruction for that. But characters like Hit, 100% are going to have their awakened modes. Yeah, awakened Hit Awoken, right? From Xenoverse 2. His awakened mode is 100% going to be a power-up as well. That's a guarantee. Characters like Nova Shenron, who go from like their red modes to their gold mode. Many, many more. There are so many power-ups that can be achieved through this mechanic that the first thing people are probably going to do is try to figure out how can they get more energy faster so that way they can achieve these forms sooner to do better in fights or win fights. And I think that's probably going to be a good place to end the video. Again, let me know in the comment section what you think would other potential power-ups would be, right? Because I genuinely can't wait to see. We know Beast Gohan isn't going to be one of those. He's definitely going to be his own character. Come on. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And I think that's a pretty good place to end the video. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you enjoyed it, obviously, again, please leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe. It greatly supports the channel. And leave a comment down below as to what you'd like to see next. Love you all. I hope you enjoyed. And I will see you all next time. Take care and peace.